So you might be like, why is Stephen doing this? He believes that he's been sleepwalking.
My body wants to get up and wander about. You know, like it has to get the 10,000 steps in.
And so all of these different procedures are so that he knows if he sleptwalk and to try to keep him on the bed. And so the tape is so that he will know that the tape's been moved. Sand is so that he would leave a footprint if he left the bed. And the chain on his leg, though, if he was conscious or had multiple personalities, he'd be able to untie it and then tie it back up. When you're in that sleep-like state, usually you can't do higher motor functions, so you wouldn't even think about untying your leg chain, though you might actually be able to, because there have been cases of people that have sleptwalked and done such complex things as open the fridge and eaten all the butter or drive a car, so it could still be possible.
Welcome to Staying Awake. Let's start with trying to solve a puzzle. Solving puzzles is a great way to keep your mind awake. Try a book.
I'm not sure about the tools and techniques that this Staying Awake program is using, because a lot of these are the techniques that I would give to people to help them fall asleep if they have sleep problems, which would be do a calm, relaxing puzzle, something that's repetitive and simple like a Sudoku or knitting or a jigsaw, and reading something that isn't too exciting or scary, something that's relaxing and you can enjoy. What we're doing is we're trying to stop our brain from any anxiety thoughts, because when you have a little shot of anxiety, our brain wakes back up. And so you're wanting your brain to go through those sleep habits, those feelings of falling asleep, without having anything that's worrisome or a bother that then brings it back to an awake state. The one job you have when you're going to sleep is to sleep, not to solve the problems of the world. You can do that when you're awake.
Reading can keep your mind alert and focused. Imagine being in the story you're reading.
Plus, the next part I would say is if you don't want to fall asleep, don't lie down in bed. That is a great way to fall asleep, but he's choosing to be in bed, so he expects to fall asleep at some point. So I don't really know what he's trying to do.
Is there an exciting chapter you'd like to be a part of? Just remember, you'll need about 5 hours to keep your natural self.
Now, I'm assuming that what she means by 5 hours to keep your natural self is that you need at least 5 hours of sleep to feel okay. I would disagree with that. The studies show that for most people, they need about 7.5 hours plus of sleep. And during the different sets of sleep waves, sleep is not all equal. There's a lot more of that restorative repair work that happens in the last 2 sleep cycles that are like every 60 to 90 minutes, our brain goes through the different waves of sleep to then being awake for like around 10 minutes. That's when we say, am I hot? Am I cold? Do I have to go to the washroom? And then you fall back asleep and you go through it again. But during the last 2 sets of sleep waves, we're doing a lot of repair work. So he would be missing that. During the beginning parts, we're dealing a lot with that REM sleep, the dream cycles where our brain is doing our natural laundry. And if you're really sleep deprived, that in itself can lead to paranoia and disorganized thoughts and aggression, and you can even go through seeing things, hearing things, and everything can become really difficult to be able to focus and keep everything straight. So Stephen is not doing himself any favors by trying to stay awake when his body wants to sleep. And you can see how scary it would be to suddenly wake up somewhere that you don't know where you are or how you got there. That's really terrifying. So you can understand why Stephen would do everything in his power to not let that happen. Plus, a lot of people wake up and they think that someone has come into their house because they suddenly are missing the butter every day and they see these bite marks in it. And only once they have a camera in their house do they realize it's them. They've been sleep eating. And that also can be kind of scary. But once you know it, you can go to your doctor and you can work out a plan to be able to deal with it. If you yourself have issues with sleepwalking, usually this goes away all on its own after your teen years. For some people, it doesn't. Usually it's not really a big problem. You just want to make sure that you're safe. Go to a sleep clinic. They'll be able to test and monitor and see what kind of sleep issues that you have. And then you can go through basic treatment, which usually will deal with exercise, sleep sets. Do you have sleep apnea? What are you eating? And psychologically, what have you been carrying? Because yes, if you're feeling more stressed, there is more of a chance that you might sleepwalk. And while watching my videos are a great way to get familiar with the basics of psychology, if you want to gain an understanding of the basics of computer science, physics, quantum mechanics, game theory, and everything you need to be prepared for the superhero lurking inside of you, check out today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant is the online interactive STEM learning platform with growing catalog of courses, specifically crafted to help you learn concepts by working through them yourself, in visual, hands-on ways. All the lessons are presented in bite-sized pieces, so you can learn at your own pace. And there's no pressure if you ever feel stuck. Brilliant has in-depth explanations that help you break down the material even more. Like their algorithm neural network and machine learning courses, they let you shift blocks of pseudocode around, so you receive immediate feedback and get results. It's like solving puzzles and playing games, and the whole time you're learning how artificial intelligence really works. To get started for free, visit brilliant.org/GeorgiaDow or click on the link in the description, and the first 200 people get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Just click on the button on the screen or go to brilliant.org/GeorgiaDow. Clicking on that button really does help this channel, so thank you very much. So does clicking on the playlist above for more videos. And if you like this channel, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.